Okay, I guess we are live now. Let me check whether we are live or not. One second. Hey, hi everyone. It's live now. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Let's wait for 1 or 2 minutes and then we'll start with our Q&A session. Yes, people are joining. Hey, hi Ritu. Hey, hi Shankar. Good to see you. Hey, hi Supriya. Hi Shesh. Hi Nagamani, Karthik, Sanmita. Thank you so much for joining. Ariva, we have Naveen Automation Labs also with us. Thank you, Naveen Bhai, for joining. Hi Karthik. Hi Pavan. Yeah, so it's live almost after a month. So I thought let's have some quick chit chat. If you guys have any questions, if you want me to cover any specific topic or any highlights that you want, please let me know. And regarding few events, also I want to share some updates. So we'll start in a minute. Yes, Shankar, I remember you. Soon we'll have a podcast after 19th of May. Hello, Prashant. Hi, Sushant, Sonu, Karthik. I'm good. Karthik, what about you? Yogita, Sushil, yeah. We can get started. Okay, so we have some questions coming forward. Let's start one by one. First of all, thank you, Sanmita, for being a premium member. I hope I will justify this. Yeah, so let's get started. What is the scope of Playwright? See, Karthik, when it comes to scope of Playwright, right now it's picking up the market. Okay, it might take some time, but no doubt about Playwright. It's a great tool. Okay, it's having all the features which Selenium have plus some additional capabilities, but still market is dominating highly on the Selenium side. So if you ask me the top three tools right now, I will definitely rank Playwright in one of them. So Selenium, Cypress, Playwright. Definitely Playwright has more features compared to Cypress, but Cypress came little early, so it has that advantage. But yes, Playwright is definitely worth giving a try. If you have already done Selenium, then I would recommend start exploring Playwright as well. But if you're starting your automation journey, then I would recommend start with Selenium because it still have a lot of requirement. Okay, but once you're comfortable with Selenium, then if you switch to Playwright, then you can connect the dots that how it has been done in Selenium and how it is done in Playwright. But it's still 70 to 80% is covered by Selenium and 30% for the remaining tools. Okay, so we have a very tricky question to answer from Naveen Automation Labs. Please talk about the current layoffs and how to prepare in this time. See, yes, now still I can see a lot of news about the layoff, and again, I'm not saying it's stopped completely. We might expect few more layoffs, and surprisingly, got three messages today that they have been laid off, and they are looking for a job change. So market is not stable yet. Few advice I want to give that if you are in this situation where you are not working right now, okay, start working on a skill set. It's high time. See, I will not say it will be for a long time, but at least be prepared for the next 6 to 12 months some more news like this. But market will be stable soon. So to be stay in the game, you have to see the skill set which is required as per your experience. So let's say you are into 2 to 5 or 5 to 8 or 8 to 11 range of experience. Try to see the job description right now. Okay, it's not the market is stopped completely, but yes, few companies are still hiring. So see what kind of expectation they have from you. If you don't have that skill set, start working on that skill set. Don't panic if you're not getting job for 3 months or 6 months. Okay, work on your skill set. Use that time. Okay, if you don't have emergency fund, it's high time to create emergency fund now, those who have the capacity. But don't panic, this is expected. Okay, once in 5 years or even 10 years, it's keep happening, and it will uh, come back to normal soon. So work on the skill set, that's what I can say. And don't think too much. Okay, start asking for the referrals. It's okay to share this news that I'm currently looking for a change. Start circulating within your network connections, LinkedIn connections, even in your close groups. Don't hesitate to ask them for the referrals. I've seen many people, they don't have a job but they're very shy, they're not asking their connections to refer, which is a wrong approach. Right now it's for your bread and butter, right? So you have to try every possible combinations. But yeah, if you are already giving interviews but somehow you're not clearing the interview, then you can connect with me, we can see how I can help you. Sushil Bajaj says testing is scope in blockchain. First of all, Sushil, I don't have any idea about blockchain, but soon I will be inviting Naveen Reddy. He's coming live with us probably in May. So he's a expert in blockchain, and he can talk about more about the blockchain and the testing scope in blockchain. Naga Mani says, I would like to know about the new tools which are in boom. See, Naga Mami, again, if you are only looking for the new tool which is in boom, pick from the web automation site, either Cypress or Playwright. But if you are looking for a change, start with Selenium. See, don't go with the booming technologies, booming tools. If you are good with the fundamentals, market's still dominating with Java side. So you might have heard of Golang, JavaScript, Python. So they have a different scope in the different areas. So let's say if you are into DevOps, then I would recommend Python. If you're into web development, I would say JavaScript. But if you talk specific to automation, I would still recommend Java. Hi, Sanmita says, hi Mukesh, can you give an example of map of map? See, Sanmita, map of map, you can consider map is actually a key value pair, right? So if you have to create a nested object, so for example, if I create a map string, let's say name Mukesh, age some random number, email ID, my email ID. But if you ask my address will again include my, first of all, house number, then apartment number, then street, then city, right? And then state and pin code. So address will have again a map. So map of my means you want to create one more node. What if I have three houses in Bangalore in different cities? So it will be array. So map of map you can simulate in this. So when you start working with API testing, you will be playing with this map of map a lot. Plus, if you are working on BDD, let's say if you are dealing with data tables in Cucumber, then this is the perfect example. So let me share my screen for this because you might not be able to connect if I just say map of map. So let me share my complete window. So maybe I will open this. By the way, this is one of the great plugin by Sanjay, testing daily. Every time I open a new tab, I get what is happening in the testing, what new things are coming. You can see if I'm not sure of anything, I will definitely have a visit. And every day I'm learning something new because of this plugin. So please, if you have not installed, please give a try for testing daily. Now, talking about map of map, I hope you are able to see my screen. Yeah. Now, if you go to this doc, one second, let me check here as well. Now, if you go to docs and if you go to API doc and if you come to BDD, okay, to be more precise, if I go here and search for Cucumber references, you can see this example of data tables, right? So here you will see we can create list, list of map, simple map, map with a string key, but the value will be list of string. And you can also create map of map here. So when you start working with API testing, especially in rest assured and with BDD, you will use the different combination. So I'm glad you asked this question. I have one video on of map already, but that video is almost 7 years back, but the concept will remain same. I have a series on Cucumber 1.2. Right now the latest version is Cucumber 7 if I'm not wrong, but the concept is same. So please give a try. If you're still not able to understand, let me know. Okay, so not sure about the name, the sky, but yeah, good to see you. Karthik, when we can expect Playwright to grow like Selenium? See, the major part with Selenium is the major community support, right? So it has been in the market almost for more than 10 plus. So you will see a lot of videos, lot of articles, blogs, a lot of courses. Every time you face any issues, you just post on the Google, you will get a lot of answers from the Stack Overflow itself. But when it comes to Playwright, it's growing slowly. Community support is less at this moment. It will not be like Selenium within 1 or 2 years. It might take some time. I can't commit the exact the number of years, but yes, it has a lot of potential. But again, as I always say, that if you know Selenium, then try to expand your skills into different domains or in the different tools. Okay, instead of going the different tools in the same web automation category, try to explore in the API side, mobile side, BDD frameworks. Once you're done with all of this, then you can pick another tool from the web automation category. Pramod says, please let us know your opinion about Cypress as well. Say, Pramod, if you see some trade-offs of Cypress, apart from these trade-offs, everything is very good. So only if you see the dashboard service is paid, right? If you want to do the uh, parallel automation and if you need the smart healing and everything, then they have a pricing for the dashboard. Apart from this, they have some trade-off. If the trade-offs are removed soon, then yes, it's very good. If you compare in terms of features, Playwright have more features, but in terms of popularity, if you ask me, frankly, Cypress have more demand. If you see most of the job descriptions nowadays, they include Cypress, not Playwright. That's my opinion. I might be wrong, but what I have seen in the job description, companies are still looking for Cypress more as compared to Playwright. Please tell some institute for Salesforce QA where to learn from. Siddharth, I'm not sure about the institute for Salesforce, but try to get the knowledge from the experienced guys. Okay, I've seen a lot of institute, not only in Bangalore, everywhere. They just hire some random trainers. Okay, I'm not saying all the trainers, please, because I have been in the coaching industries almost from 9 years now. I started my career as from offline institute, but I'm saying before taking the trainings, just have a demo sessions, talk to the trainer, tell your requirement. Is it a job? Is it your skill set that you want to improve? Talk to the trainer first before talking, before enrolling. I'm completely agree that if you want to learn anything faster, go with the training. But make sure you take the training from the right guy. Institute is just a name, but eventually you will be dealing with the trainer. See the credibility, how much experience he has. Is it not he is faking only? He actually knows the real Salesforce. If you have some friends reference, definitely go with that. But if you don't find anyone before enrolling, get the course curriculum, match with the Udemy courses that is already available. Actually compare with 3 4 trainings and see what they're covering, what they're not covering. If they're not covering, ask them if they can cover or not. If they're not covering, ask, is it not important or something, um, you know which is stopping them. And once you find everything, then go ahead. What I've seen that you might not learn everything from a single training. You might have to refer some other documentation, some other YouTube and some other courses as well, which is okay. But at least 80 90% if you are getting, go ahead. Don't think too much, like if you're thinking to for training for 3 4 months still you are not enrolled. Instead, take a decision, jump into the training, and you can explore the different sources as well. How to stay motivated and preparation for job change. See, Pawan, first of all, motivated is like you don't have to get motivated when the market is going down. You have to make it as a routine. Like every day you eat, every day you take bath, every day you go for a walk, right? So consider your skill set is part of your routine. At least spend 30 minutes every single day on the skill set. Even though if you're working, you're not planning at least for the next 2 3 months or years, but still get updated. Follow some good YouTube channels, okay? Follow some good blogs. At least get updated with the latest thing which is happening, and be ready that if some case in some cases if something is happening in your company, or maybe you are now ready to switch, at least take 3 to 6 months for the preparation and then start applying. But I've seen few people, they directly start applying, they think they have not 10 plus experience or 8 plus, they will start applying and they will get rejection. Interview preparation, it's a separate time duration you have to reserve and start applying. So stay motivated means you have to get into the routine, no other things, okay? Because you might get motivated for 2 days, 3 days, or for a week, but if you make this as part of your routine, then you don't have to prepare a separate, you don't have to make out the separate time for the preparation. It's part of your routine now. If you can start coaching others, okay? Let's say you found a colleague who want to learn something, start teaching him or her. You will see a lot of improvement, because if the other person is asking a lot of questions, you will be able to answer. Is Selenium dying as new tools are coming to the market? No, Sonu, that's not that true. True statement. Obviously, now, along with Selenium, companies are expecting good to have tools, good to have knowledge on Cypress, good to have knowledge on Playwright. It's not completely dying, but yes, a lot of tools are coming in the market. So companies are asking for karate also nowadays, right? So few companies have a very strict requirement. They are only looking for a Cypress guy. They're looking for kind who are very good in Playwright. Okay, but in most of the job description you'll see it's a plus if you know Cypress or Playwright. So it's not dying for sure. What is the best automation testing versus API automation testing? See, Shushant, first of all, nothing is best now. This is mandatory. Everyone should have the knowledge of API and web. It's not optional now. You should have a knowledge of web automation, you should have knowledge of API automation. After this, mobile automation also nowadays, right? So API automation, web automation, API automation with one of the BDD framework, at last mobile automation. Kiran says, hi, when we can expect the call from the recruiters, or still recession going on? Recession is not end yet. Kiran, you might hear some additional news very soon. Uh, so when we can expect, see, few companies are still hiring. Generally, there's very less hiring from, January to March. Now April is about to end. So you can expect some calls from May onwards, okay, but not too much, because a lot of layoff happened because of so many factors, okay. So be ready. That's what I can say. Don't get demotivated. Even if you have some gap of 6 months or maybe 1 year, if you are constantly improving on a skill set, nothing to worry. You can't, first of all, you can't even control, right? So make sure your Naukri profile is updated, looking attractive. Your LinkedIn profile is updated with all your details. Try to maintain your GitHub repositories, okay, because nowadays companies are even looking to your GitHub repositories. So create a dedicated framework, maintain minimum 5 to 10 end-to-end scripts with a proper framework, documentation, reports, and with a proper instruction with a readme file. Okay, so even if you're getting a single call, you should be able to crack it. Abhinav says, hi Mukesh, nice to see you. Thank you, Abhinav. Good to see you as well. So 2 years QA should look cloud computing, any certification required? See, Abhinav, first of all, it's very good that you're thinking about your long term. So you just have 2 years experience as of now. I would recommend you sit down and decide where exactly, how you see yourself in the next 5 years. Are you interested in the development? testing, or in DevOps. Okay, so cloud computing is a very broad term. So you have to be very specific. So if you want to go into the DevOps side, then definitely this cloud certification will help. So there are multiple certification from AWS side, from GCP, and from OpenStack as well. So for certification, I will try to come out live with Akash Kumar, who has crossed almost 8 certifications so far. He will be the right guy to give you the inputs on the certificates that you can, certification that you can do for cloud. But it totally depends on your interest. Do not jump for these keywords. Okay, that certification for this, certification for that. It should match with your skill set. It should match with your roadmap. Vivikare, any library are you aware of Python for network automation? I have a requirement to change the IP address of a network switch where the values will pass in Excel. See, Vivi, for network automation, the multiple libraries available in the robot framework. Please go ahead with the robot framework. You'll find tons of library for network related activities. I have one of my friends, Sujit. He's extensively working on the network automation. So actually, he's the guy who is actually responsible for the complete data center setup. So he's traveling to different countries, different clients, and he's actually setting up the data centers for them. And this is one of the activity which he handles. So drop an email to me. I will connect with him. If you have any requirements or any issues or anything that you want to discuss with him, I will connect. Karthik Kumar teacher, why most of the companies are not having a dedicated automation team? See, Karthik, there's a lot of factors. First of all, it's because of they don't need automation at this moment. Okay, I'm assuming they are at very early stage. They don't have much test cases. They don't have the regression test ready yet, because automation will add value once you have a regression suit, right? So if they do not have enough test cases, they might start after some time. Few companies, because of the awareness, they're not doing, they don't understand the importance of automation. That's the reason they do not have automation team. Third point could be they do not find the enough skill set, or they don't have the enough planning for automation. But yes, if you can educate them, if you can tell them what kind of advantage they can get from automation, right? Cross browser, cross platform, it can save a lot of human effort. The manual effort that you will be saving is huge. Fourth point could be the releases. Okay, suppose you have a release in 3 months or 6 months, then automation obviously will not make any sense. Automation will return it will provide good ROI if you have multiple releases, like weekly release, bi-weekly release, monthly release. Then automation will play a very important role. But if you have very legacy application, you are getting just providing the patches once in a year, that time automation not required. But if the legacy application have huge test cases, then again automation would be the great fit. So try to educate them. Sometimes they don't have enough understanding about automation. Okay, so Sai Shwadkar says, I have created a job in Jenkins pointing to my remote repository, but Jenkins still runs locally. What would be the next step in that case to run automation test suite? See, Sai, first of all, it's one of the worst approach to run Jenkins locally. Always your Jenkins should be running on a cloud, or a dedicated VM, or a dedicated VM on premise. So it's always a good practice that you should have minimum 2 agent connected to your Jenkins master. If you don't have a Jenkins nodes connected, so if your Jenkins is on the cloud, Jenkins, let's say it's on AWS, you book the system EC2 instance, you install Jenkins, and this Jenkins is pulling the your GitHub repository is running on the Jenkins master. First approach, which is a bad approach, I know. Still, if you want to just get started, give a try. The best approach would be your Jenkins will be available on EC2 instance or any other VM. Then you have 2 nodes. These nodes could be a dedicated VM or containers. So your test will be always running on these containers. So when we create videos, tutorials, we generally do on localhost just to show you. But in real time, you will be doing everything on the VM. Good thing is I have a dedicated video on my YouTube channel, almost 25 videos on Jenkins, where I have showcased how you can connect master with the slave machine, and how you can run the test on the Jenkins master and the slave machine as well. So please give a try and let me know if you face an issue. Nowadays we have one plugin also where instantly, based on the request, it will create a container and it will destroy once it is done. So node will be connected to the master automatically and it will destroy. See, third option could be you can set up a grid as well. So you have a dedicated VM. In that VM, you will set up a Selenium grid, either from traditional approach where you will create a Docker YAML file and set up a grid, or you can use Selenoid. So using Selenoid also you can create a grid, and Jenkins will run all the tests on that grid. I'm having 4 years experience. I'm okay. I'm layoff. Okay. See, Karthik, first of all, okay, don't panic. Make sure your resume is updated, cover letter is updated, start applying, take the referrals. If some skill set is missing, please improve your skill set and wait for the calls. Make sure if you got a single call, you have to crack it. In case if you are not able to crack, note down what went wrong with your interview. Start recording your interviews and see what kind of answer you gave. Okay, what kind of question you could not answer. It could be technical, non-technical, doesn't matter. But what answer you're giving also matters a lot. So in this case, you just have to wait. See, if you're getting a chance in startup also, it's perfectly fine because you are just getting started. You don't have much liabilities. I'm assuming you're not married. Plus, you don't have much responsibility at this moment. So you can take a risk. You can join a startup, even if they're giving less salary, it's okay. At least you will get some amount, some experience, and this gap will not be there. But if you're still not getting the calls, okay, then maybe wait for the some other time. Sorry, some more time. Still, if the market is in this shape, then I don't know what could be done. But if you have some friends in some startup, ask for the referrals. Mini project. Can you take please? Sorry, can you please make one playlist on a mini project from scratch with Selenium test engine? That's a good suggestion, Bharadwaj. Amit Bharadwaj, I will definitely consider this. I'm little occupied till 18th of May. I will be back in action again after 18th of May. So very good suggestion, Amit. I will definitely do that. Pawan, I guess we took this question already. So maybe you missed in the starting. So please revisit. So says yo, my man. Thank you so much, Saurabh. Good to see this comment. Okay, Sridharaman, can you suggest which is the best combination, like Cypress with Java or Cypress with JavaScript? First of all, Sridharami, there's no option of Cypress with Java. Cypress only supports JavaScript and TypeScript. So TypeScript is the superset of JavaScript. So you don't have option. If you're starting, start with JavaScript. TypeScript is a superset, so most of the things will remain same. But if you want to go with Java, then Playwright supports Java. Can you please suggest your go-to tools for automate desktop apps? See, Supriya, I don't know why many companies are not providing much options for desktop automation, but sequely still I would consider Tag UI. Also, I will consider auto hotkeys and auto IT is only for Windows, but Tag UI and sequely works fine in all the platforms. Not too much documentation is available for them, but these are the only options we have. We had Vinium also, but again that no updates are coming. WinApp driver also no updates are coming if I'm not wrong. If you are okay with RPA tools, then you can go with RPA tools. If you are planning for some no code, low code, the multiple tools available in the market which supports no code, low code, and they also perform desktop automation. Can please share automation testing interview question? Karthik, I don't have automation Python automation testing interview questions at this moment. I need to record, but you find a lot of videos on the internet, and maybe you can start using ChatGPT. I have 10 years experience in testing currently on Selenium, but not much opening for Selenium. What should I learn now? And for Cypress, we require JavaScript to learn. See, Pawan, first of all, don't get afraid to learn a new tool or new programming language. If you understand Java, then it's just a few, I will say, syntax changes you need to understand, because programming concepts will never change. Okay, start with data type, variables, loops, conditional statements, object oriented programming concepts, exception handling, handling with dynamic data. These are some standard things which will remain common in all the programming language. Obviously, syntax will change, but the fundamentals will not change. So, if you know one language, it's easy to jump to another programming language. It's easy to switch from Selenium to Cypress or Selenium to Playwright if you understand them. So, for you, I would recommend, since after 10 plus you will be applying as automation architect, or you will be applying as automation test lead, okay, or automation test expert, test automation expert. There are multiple titles. At least go through the JD, because after 10 plus they will expect everything from you. You should be comfortable with designing the framework, designing end-to-end framework for web, API, mobile. You should be smart enough to start everything from the scratch. You should be smart enough to set up your own infrastructure. You should be smart enough to handle your own team. If I'm giving you a fresh project, how you will set up a team, how you will do a POC, how you will set up the infrastructure, how you will maintain the scripts, right? So you have to consider everything. So if you are after 10 years still you're learning Selenium, it's high time to upgrade. Again, make a routine, target for the next 3 to 6 months, that these are the expectation in the market. At my experience, these are the companies expecting, and see what kind of expectation they have. At this stage you should be having clear idea that I need to go to startups or mid-sized companies, or maybe MNCs, or maybe fang or mang based companies. So based on that your preparation will change. Your preparation will be different for mid-sized companies. Your preparation will be different if you're targeting good MNCs or fang based companies. So sit, analyze, and then prepare. Atish Riker says, hello, can you make video how chat GPT can be used as automation test? Atish, that's a very good suggestion. This video I have not recorded till now, but personally I have very important points to share on chat GPT. So soon I will be making one video on chat GPT. It's not a thread. It can improve, it can help you a lot in the productivity. If you're preparing for interviews also, it can be a great help. Not only in automation, I will be coming up with a new video with chat GPT prompts. It can do wonders if you use properly. How many technologies like JavaScript, Java, and all, then learning these many, we can become Java dev, right? See, Karthikeya, first of all, I can relate what you're expecting. See, it's not by learning basic fundamentals you will become a developer, right? As a dev, you have to understand the complete architecture. You have to build application. By using these basic concepts, you cannot build one application. Understand this if you are a web developer. Okay, I'm assuming that we are talking about JavaScript. So if you understand JavaScript, you will be using Cypress for automation or Playwright for automation. But if you are a developer, you will use maybe React.js as a web UI framework, or Angular framework, or Vue.js framework to design the web application. So language is one, but your frameworks will change. Nowadays people are using JavaScript for DevOps as well. So in DevOps, obviously the use cases are different. So using this language you can implement in different areas. Now I agree that why we have to learn so many languages, right? Sometimes it is as per the market you have to go. There's a book called Who Moved My Cheese. You have to go as per the market. If market is demanding Cypress, at least have ideas some about Cypress or Playwright. Sometimes it is because of the push as well. Let's say the new project is coming or new client is coming, they're expecting that you have to do in Cypress. You don't have a choice, right? So either by push or as per the market, you have to learn. So don't get afraid that will I be able to learn JavaScript or not? Yes, you can. Will you forget the previous languages? No. Always maintain a note. Okay, if you understand fundamentals, then you can easily Google it, get the syntax, and get your job done. Nobody can remember the exact keywords, exact syntaxes. Even I refer many times the code snippet. Okay, once I understand the logic, what I need to do, which library I need to call, I can get the documentation and get it done, right? You don't have to remember anything. But once you understand how things can be achieved, it's just a matter of few hours. Everybody do Google, Chat GPT, they do research, they get the snippet and they modify accordingly. So don't think too much, go as per the market. Punekar API as well. Punekar, your question is half, I guess. I'm not able to understand your context. Is Python good language for automation looking for job opportunities? Currently, I'm working in company using Python and Selenium, using PyTest request library for. First of all, size, it's a good skill set that you have. It's a very niche market. I will say if you ask about Selenium, 80% people are working Selenium with Java, 10% on Selenium with Python, 7 to 8% Selenium with C Sharp, and remaining 2 3% Selenium with JavaScript. Even though we have a node module available for Selenium, but people use Cypress Playwright. So you have a very niche skill set which is actually in demand if you target the right companies. But if you have to target the a wide range of opportunities, you might have to change your skill set a little bit. I'm not saying it will take a lot of time. Python, Java, Selenium will remain same. Instead of PyTest, you might use JUnit or TestNG. We also have BDD framework, right? Here we have a behave in Python. Here we have Cucumber. So the tools, the stack will remain same. Only the frameworks and the libraries will change. But I will not say stop this you will continue because that is your company requirement. But as per the market, you have to get comfortable with Java as well. Okay, but if you don't want to start with Java, you can still continue with Python, Selenium with Python. But in that case, you have to search only the companies who are requesting for this. So I would recommend you to expand little bit because market is more inclined towards Java. But trust me, you have a very good skill set. You can use this knowledge in future for DevOps as well. Sachin Srivastava, please make some video session on Spring Boot unit testing, integration testing with JUnit Mockito, and suggest YouTube channels which I can get. Sachin, unfortunately, we don't have much videos on YouTube on this topic, but yes, I can make um, dedicated video on this. I have 3 sample Spring Boot applications which have the unit test already. So soon after 18th of May, I can start publishing videos. And I will consider this. I will give my best to cover this. Punikar, I have a good command on Selenium, but nowadays I'm not. I'm losing confidence because of no interviews. Punikar, first of all, you should not lose your confidence because you're not only suffering, the complete world is suffering. It's a uh, recession for the whole world. So don't get demotivated, first of all. You should get demotivated if you're missing the skill set. See, command on Selenium is not a big thing. Everybody nowadays knows Selenium. You have to get expert in the complete stack. So Selenium and API, it's okay, but get comfortable with the infrastructure as well. That if I tomorrow hire you as automation engineer, you should be able to set up the team and the infrastructure. Hi Fiaz, taking questions from where? I'm taking questions from the live chat, Punika. Is there any way to handle Windows based pop-up? So Nakesh, if you say Windows based pop-up, you have to be very precise. Is it a Windows based authentication? If yes, Then nowadays we have a CDP, right? So using CDP, you can bypass this um, authentication window. You just need to encode it, and you can use Selenium 4 with CDP commands, and you can bypass this. So I have a dedicated article on this. Maybe I can share right away. But if it's not a Windows authentication pop-up, then the two options, you can either go with keyboard activities, auto IT, security, tag UI. You can handle this. If it is just a file uploader, send keys will work in most of the cases. In case it is a custom file uploader, you have to go with this third-party library. I have joined new organization, and they are using Ruby as programming language. But I have been working on Java with Selenium with rest assured. Any suggestion? See, if he has, I'm not sure about the Ruby because I have not explored Ruby, but this is how the corporate works. They might hire you, by taking interview for Java, but they are giving Ruby task. It could be because they have a huge test suite which is already in, they have been working on from years now. They have to maintain it, right? So for maintenance purpose, they are asking you to learn Ruby. So if it is on the job demand, you can't say no, right? You have to learn. There's no escape route. If you have less time, take proper live training and start learning. No other option. If you face any issues, let me know if I can provide some references, but I don't know Ruby, but just a matter of syntax which I know, right? Only thing is the tool stack will change for Ruby. And let me know, are they asking you to create a new test, or they just want you to maintain the existing test? Suppose if they're starting a new project, then you have an option that you can suggest them that we should go with this language, these tools. But it depends on the team synergy as well. Okay, if everybody in the team knows Java, then you might have to go with Java. If everybody in the team is comfortable with Ruby, you might have to continue with Ruby. So, you know give your valuable suggestions to them and let them take a call. If you have the authority that you need to take a call, then take this advantage and start moving in the different language direction, because a lot of uh, community support you will get from the different programming language as compared to Ruby. Again, Ruby also have a very niche market, so you can take this as an opportunity as well, right? If you are getting a chance to work on Ruby. I'm working in manual testing. No project in my company. They forced to resign me. No calls for manual testing. I'm doing automation testing, learning in institute. After finish the class, will I get calls? See, Bharani, first of all, if they're forcefully asking you to resign, then you should get some compensation at least for 3 to 6 months. Sometimes people also give 12 months of compensation if they are forcing you to resign. Okay. Again, many companies do this tactics that they will not give you even a single rupee. They will ask you to resign from tomorrow without any notice and all. In that case, you have to fight. It's your rights. You might have to go on different platforms and ask for your rights, but don't settle for less. This is your right to get the compensation. Now, talking about your after doing automation, will you get calls? Right now, everybody is going through this tough situation, but once you have the skill set, once you get a single call, you should be ready. You will not get calls automatically. Obviously, you have to change your resume, you have to change your LinkedIn profile, right? You have to update your Naukri profile and all the different job portals. But yes, uh, once you have the skill set, clearing interview will be little easy. See, do not only target set of companies. Okay, if you don't have a job at this moment, whatever options you're getting, get into that company, work hard, work on a skill set. If you're doing great in that company, it's good. Otherwise, you might have to look for a change. Good suggestion, Shankar. Cypress or Selenium, which one we should learn to grab the opportunity? Zubair, we discussed this multiple times in this live chat. Again, if you want detailed answers, you might have to revisit this live video. But in one simple word, Selenium. Okay, Supriya, have a very interesting question. Since some big companies have no QA team as such, the dev is responsible for their test, and they argue that they are living happily this way. Isn't this concerning? Can you share your thought on this? See, Supriya, few companies are doing it, and I know personally few, my teammates who are doing this. But the inside story is different. They have a contract. They have the contract with the different companies. They are maintaining the dev part, but the QA activities they have outsourced. Most of the cases they have given the outsourcing testing activities. It's not they are doing everything, because dev mindset is different, testing mindset is different. Dev cannot become a complete QA. They can do positive testing and some negative testing, but testing requires it's a skill set. Basically, it's a mindset as well, right? So it's not a concern. It has been in the market from a long time, but the behind the story is they're doing the outsourcing. This is what I have seen. Saish Vatkar, do we find bugs in automation or find breakage? Yes, yes, why not, Saish? Now, there's a small twist. If you have written the automation scripts properly with proper assertion, you will find bugs. But just for the sake of automating, you have automated few clicks type and you said, yes, my script is ready. Even if tomorrow something is not working, your script will pass. Maybe you have written a lot of try catch, even though something is failing, your test scripts is getting passed. So that's a wrong approach. Your test without assertion is adding no value. It's a waste script. So please add multiple assertions if possible. Depends on your test also, what kind of test you're automating. Every test should have assertions. If the assertions is getting passed, go ahead. If even a single assertion is failing, you should mark those script as failed and the build should get failed. Right? I found a lot of bugs in regression via automation because there was a proper assertion. Many companies they don't have the review process, right? So let's say if you are automating anything and you will be adding the in the GitHub repositories, but if you don't have a review process, you might end up doing a lot of maintenance. You might not add a lot of values. So have a proper review process. Somebody will write the script, somebody will review it, provide the proper feedback. You should have some kind of uh, done criteria, that every script will get automated. It will have proper assertion. Make sure no code duplicacy, using the proper framework, you're using the proper design pattern. It should be part of your build, and every build has to be part of your Jenkins, and minimum 5 test success you should see. If everything is done, then I will say this test is automated completely. It's not you automated something, you pushed and okay, you are done. No, you should have a checklist. Every company should have a done criteria for the automation test as well. Amal says, hi sir, when is the next batch of online training in Selenium starting? So Amal, I have two more batches coming. One in the morning, 6 to 7 a.m. IST. That is mainly for the US folks. One new batch in the evening, 8 to 9 p.m. IST. That will start from 22nd of May. I will be releasing the dates, course curriculum, everything within 1 or 2 days. You can enroll. New Navi, can you suggest some project for API testing using REST Assured? See, when you say some project, you mean some APIs, right? So you can take a lot of APIs which you can automate end to end. Okay. So you can take GitHub APIs. All APIs are available with proper authentication, with get, post, put, pass, delete. There are so many online free fake APIs also available that will not persist the data. You can use Spotify if you love songs. Spotify also have released a lot of APIs. You can use Razorpay Test Sandbox also for exploring purpose. You'll find hotel booking APIs. A lot of free APIs are available. Make sure you cover all the concepts. Once you understand the concepts, obviously you will be getting API every time new. but try to play with different authentication, different authorizations. Okay, different kind of payload that you will be sending. Is it a file parameters, a string parameters, pojo? Try to explore everything. Karthik Kumar says, when we can expect MSN meetup in Chennai? Manish Karthik, first of all, I'm not Manish, I'm Mukesh. Manish channel is different. But yes, after Hyderabad, we are planning for Chennai and Mumbai. So soon we'll plan for Chennai. Smita, how Sahi Pro is with Selenium? See, first of all, as the name says, Sahi Pro, it's a paid, right? I used Sahi Pro back in 2013 when I was in Dell, and then again I explored Sahi Pro in SAP Labs also in 2015. Okay, so it has a lot of advantage, disadvantage, but it has been 8 years I have not explored Sahi. What is the current features they are providing? But it was a good competitor then with Selenium. Still, a lot of companies have the paid licenses; they are still using it. But I need to check Sahi Pro once again because in 8 years everything has changed. But if you have the Pro version, please go ahead. But very less openings for Sahi Pro. Mani says, I have 10 years experience, but I have only manual knowledge. What should I learn? Which is easier? So, Mani, first of all, it's a big risk that after spending 10 years, you're realizing that you need to work in the skill set. It's not late. Get into the proper training, okay? Because already you have spent 10 years. If you do the self study through courses or through YouTube videos, you might take 1 or 2 years, plus you might not get the proper solutions or the right guidance. So take a proper training from anywhere. Even I have my training programs. Naveen also have its own training program. Many people have their training program. So get the proper training from your right mentor. Talk to them and make a roadmap. And not only web automation, try to see the complete stack along with the infrastructure. Make a roadmap for at least 6 months to 12 months. Okay, and then once you're comfortable, start applying. But it's a high time that you should work on a skill set. When people says they have 10 years manual experience, basically they have few experience like 1 or 2 years, but they're repeating it for the 8 years. This has been the case with me too. I was in one of the project. I was doing the same thing every day for the next couple of months. That time I realized that I'm doing the same activity. So even if I spend 10 years, I might be doing the same thing. So it's not I have 10 plus experience. I might have 1 year or 2 years experience, but I'm repeating the same thing in every year. So please get serious and start working on a skill set. Muniswamy, how should we answer the ROI based questions in the interviews? What was the business value addition you have done? So Muniswamy, definitely this question deserve a dedicated video. See, until your automation is not adding any ROI, it will not make any sense to do automation. Because generally automation takes 8x to 10x effort. For example, if you take 1 hour for manual testing, you might need 8 hours to 10 hours for the automating the complete use case. So eventually you are spending 8x or 10x effort. I'm assuming you don't have a framework, you don't have a proper setup, you might take 8x to 10x effort. It means until your script is not running 10 times, you will not get even a 1% of ROE. Your script has to execute that particular or that number of times. So ROI always depends on the release cycle, number of devices, number of browser, number of platform, and how many times you will be running your scripts. So in a live chat, it's tough to answer this ROI. So I will come up with a video how to get the ROI of your automation scripts. But it's a very good point, and you need to consider almost every point. So recently, I was going through one of the Medium blog. Unfortunately, I could not bookmark that link. Maybe after the live, I will check and I will share. Rajesh says after 10 years experience, is it good to move into developer profile or stick to automation profile? First of all, Rajesh, uh, it's a tough call. Okay, because after 10 years, if you're moving to dev, this journey is not going to be easy. You might struggle a lot because it takes time to change your mindset from QA to dev. Okay, personally, I'm not a very good into development. I can do development in automation, I can develop a framework, I can develop a script. But if you ask me that, Mukesh, can you automate end to end enterprise level of application using Java, I might take some time. Okay, maybe 6 months to 12 months if I want to design enterprise based application, or maybe minimum 3 months, right? So when you're changing your complete experience, first of all, this will be the basic question: why you're coming to the dev profile. If you are showing that you have 11 experience, sorry, 10 years of experience or 11 years experience into QA, why somebody will hire you as a senior position into the dev role, right? So you have to take a call. If you ask me personally, instead of going to development, go for a DevOps if you still want to change your domain. Otherwise, you can stick to automation. But I totally agree, after automation, like once you know everything, if you still want to move, DevOps would be the great choice. But it's a personal call, but it will come with lot of stress, lot of extra effort that you might have to put. If you're okay with that, please go ahead, no harm. Okay, so there are a lot of questions, guys. I might not be able to take all the questions because I planned for 45 minutes. It's almost 57 minutes. I will take few more questions quickly, and remaining we can see in the next slide. uh, Nikita, hi Nikita, good to see you in the live. Webber, Mukesh, can you please tell me about what Cypress is in brief? So, Webber, in brief, it's not a good thing. I will not summarize in single word. I have a dedicated 13 videos and 5 1-hour lectures on Cypress. If you visit the first video, you will get to know what is Cypress. So, if you can spend 5 minutes today, please watch my first video, What is Cypress? Nikita says, thank you, Mukesh, for your all support. Your support was very much required and helpful while I was into so much. Thank you so much, Nikita, and congratulations for the new role and the new organization. Most welcome, Swami. Naga says, I have 6.6 years experience in manual automation with Selenium, Java, BDD, Postman, SOAP. Could you please suggest more uh, automation learning? See, Naga, good thing is within like in 6 years you have covered a lot of things. That's a very good. It means you are very aggressive in terms of learning. So please keep it up. Continue in the same energy and the same passion. What I can see right now, SOAP UI and Postman is okay. They're tool which will help you to perform API, but please include rest assured for sure. Sure. Then include APM for mobile automation. Once you're comfortable, please pick one more tool from JavaScript side, Cypress or Playwright. And once you're done with this, now you have options. You want to go into the DevOps profile or you want to jump into the non-functional as well. In the non-functional, you can go for security and performance. If you ask me again, security or performance, go with performance first, then security. How to switch to DevOps profile after 7 years of experience? Which tools are essential to learn for switching to DevOps profile? So Keshav, DevOps, again, you need to cover a lot of tools. Again, don't get scared while looking at the tool stack. So basically, you have to start with the networking concept because you will be playing with the cloud. After networking, you start with Linux commands, basic Linux command, then shell scripting, because all the VMs and the containers will be on the VM side. Then I will recommend pick one cloud and understand what kind of services they provide. Take example of AWS. So go through the different services they have. Okay, like EC2 service, S3 services, IM role. Go to their Cloud9 services. Go to their VPC services. So different services which AWS provides. If I'm not wrong, more than 100 services are available on AWS, which they offer on the cloud. 1520, which is most important for DevOps, you can continue. After that, I would recommend you to start working with Jenkins, Docker, then Ansible, Terraform, uh, Before Kubernetes, Docker is also important. After Kubernetes, you have to go with Prometheus for monitoring. So this will be the minimum skill set. Now, obviously, in every category, you have a different tools, but this will be the good combination in order to get started. So I have a video with Akash Kumar on the DevOps profile, how to move from QA to DevOps. Maybe you have to watch that video. Hi Mahesh, where I can learn more details on Sahi Pro. Smith, I need to check. Not too much documentation is available for Sahi Pro. There are official documentation you have to refer. Okay, Anil says I have 10 years of experience in software testing. Apart from past 3 years, I'm doing automation. How can I deal with expected CTC question for automation requirement based on 10 years or 3 years? See, Anil, first of all, don't consider that 3 years or 10 years. You have 10 years of experience. You have spent your 10 years on the testing. So first, get rid of this mindset that if you just show 3 years of automation, you will get less package. No, you have good business knowledge. You have good testing knowledge. You understand everything in detail. Now coming back to the CTC. Now CTC is very subjective, Anil. Let's take one example. I'm not sure about your current city. I'm not sure about the current CTC. But let's say if you talk about in Bangalore, the general CTC with 10 plus should be minimum, not minimum again, I will say standard range 25 to 40. So this should be the range. Now you compare where you stand right now, check with your teammates. And if your teammates are not that open with you, then ask with your friends who are working in the different companies, ask for their CTCs. Okay, and don't get the exact number, at least tell them your situation that you are looking for a change and this is what my CTC is. Okay, and you will get some idea. If you don't get these kind of friends also, then go through some of the job description. Some job description they also mention the range also, but this is the range 25 to 40. This should be your package, I'm assuming, in Bangalore. But obviously in NCR it is less. Hyderabad more or less same. Chandigarh it is again less. But this is again very subjective. Few people are making 1 CR also, 80 lakhs also. Some people are getting 10 lakhs also. So it's very subjective and very sensitive topic. But you need to take a call. Are you fitting in this range or not? If not, then take jump slowly. Suraj says, sir, I have to pass test date for every test case. So how to automate the test case without test data? So Suraj, first of all, you can use Faker library in Java. There's a Faker library available. So if you don't want to take the data from your Excel every time, or maybe you're using CSV JSON file, you can use Faker library. Just create Faker fake equal to new Faker dot email dot, you will get the email address. See, without test data, you cannot automate, but your question should be, how can I get the test data at runtime? Use Faker library. Again, I'm not sure which programming language you're using, but every programming language have Faker library. So I just learned a lot today, got my doubts. I'm glad Saish, I'm able to answer your questions. Any plans for RTP Pune? No, Saish, as of now, no. We had RTP in August 2022. We might come again uh, in November. Not planned completely, but yes, soon. Chennai next. Hey Pedro, hello from India. You joined little late. We are about to finish. We have been doing live from 1 hour. I'm about to close the live, but maybe you can go through the recording once and let me know if you have an issue. Mahesh, I got your resume. I will check and share my feedback soon. I got today afternoon, I guess, or maybe yesterday. let me go through your resume, then I will come up with my feedback. Okay, there's some technical questions which is a little tricky to answer in the live chat, so I might have to make a dedicated video because right now I'm about to close the live. So after a long time, I covered almost every single question that was asked in the live chat. So in case if I missed any question, so please uh, don't provide hate comments or any negative comments. Like this video, share with your colleague, those who are looking for this kind of advice or some general Q&A. I will try to come live again probably after 6th May, because 6th May we have RTP in Hyderabad. So two important announcement. We are coming with RTP in Hyderabad 6th of May. If you are in Hyderabad, please join. Me, Naveen, Sanjay will be coming. We will be spending whole day. If you have any kind of questions, please feel free to ask. And Delhi, we have a creator events where all the YouTubers, content creators are coming. 5,000 content creators in Delhi this Sunday. So if you're in Delhi, you can join. It's a free session. For RTP, it's 599 because we have arranged the place, goodies, food, everything. So that's what we have. So we would love to meet all of you in person. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much. Let me quickly see some good comments. Thank you so much, Mahesh. Thank you so much, Abhinav. MSD automation, it will really help me. What is MSD automation? Maybe I will check. Smita, you're awesome. Thank you for inputs. Thank you, give for million people going through down in professional. I thank you for everything. Thank you so much, Smita. It means a lot. Thank you, everyone. It's good to see all these good comments. It keeps me motivated. So thank you so much once again, and see you in the next live, and see you in the next videos. Bye bye. Good night.